Cheers and welcome to Bitter Reality Brewing. As promised, massive change in home brewing announced this morning. So stressed, so excited, don't know which way to go. But yeah, massive change. I am excited. And so excited, I'm enjoying a nice red IPA. Haven't had one in years. This is from Sierra Nevada. I haven't even brewed one in years. Need to brew one. Love red IPAs. But yeah, and personally, I am honored to be part of this announcement, as this, in my book, is not just a step forward, but a massive step forward in home brewing with the release of, ready? Drum roll, please. Blichmann's new BoilerMaker Surface. Now you're all thinking, that sounds familiar. Yeah, it's very similar to the BoilerMaker G2. Actually, it's based on the BoilerMaker G2. Yeah, massive step in the right direction. Trust me on that one. It takes some of the current technologies out there, it blends them together, and gives the home brewer a huge step in the right direction for not much more money, which to me is a great thing. And honestly, after speaking to several people at Blichmann, while I was checking this out, I had received it, things like that. They're extremely proud of this and have every right to be. This is a huge step in the right direction. I see lots of companies trying to mimic this down the road, but this is, like I said, a giant step in the right direction. And I know we got a lot of things to cover today, and I'm gonna try to answer everyone's questions in the video. If I can't answer your question or you miss it, throw it in the comments. I will try to cover it. If I can't, I will ask Blichmann and I will get you the answer. And I know a lot of you are thinking, what are you gonna cover in this video? Okay, good question. Well, first and foremost, just so you know first, before we even jump into that part, the new Blichmann BoilerMaker Surface. What is it? It's a customizable kettle for your needs. So that means that you can customize it to be a boil kettle, like I had mine done, or a mash tun, or a hot liquor tank, or you can just customize it to whatever you want it to be. You use it brew in a bag, maybe that's your first of 2 or 3 kettles, but you can have it how you want it to be. That's the big key, is that you're taking some of the cutting edge technology and then modifying it to fit your needs, because I'm sorry, but there's no 2 home brewers that do everything identical. And when you're doing, it's not necessarily wrong, it's just different. It's the same thing as, hey, do I add this flavoring in the boil, the dry hop afterward? Where do I add it? Sometimes it matters. Sometimes it's up to you, and depending upon where you add it, it may change things, it may not. But yeah, we all do things a little differently, and it's nice to be able to customize things. So what are we gonna cover in this video? Well, we're gonna cover base pricing, we're gonna cover overall pricing, we're gonna cover who should consider buying a BoilerMaker Surface, features, benefits, specs. We're gonna cover the BoilerMaker G2 right off the bat, because the BoilerMaker G2 is pretty much the foundation for the invention of the BoilerMaker Surface. So understanding what comes with the G2 will help you understand the BoilerMaker Surface even better. And before we jump into this, because I got a lot to cover and I want to jump into it quick, yeah, come on, like, subscribe, keep sharing. I appreciate everybody who's hit subscribe so far. That has gotten us this far. For anyone who hasn't, doesn't cost you a dime. I'm not asking you to hit the bell, just hit subscribe. Appreciate it. Let's jump right in to what is the BoilerMaker G2 to help you better understand the Surface. Okay, according to Blichmann, the BoilerMaker G2, and now the Surface, best brewing kettle, period. Kind of their little slogan on that. I love it. Best construction. Well, it's made in America. I know that's huge for a lot of us. I definitely appreciate it when I can get something that's local, even if it's a little bit more. And I say local, it can be very local, it can be in the US. I would prefer it. Yeah, it's also made from US stainless steel. If you didn't know, the US makes a lot of stainless steel. So we also make a lot of steel in general, but it's a single piece of seamless construction. So there's no holes or cuts or added pieces of sheets. It's one piece, and then of course, they drill the holes for your NPT or your tri-clamp type connections. Clean design. I don't really know what they mean by that, but to me, it's extremely clean, easy to work with, and I'm gonna say, yeah, it's a very clean design. The one that floored me, which I didn't even realize, was best warranty. That's right, best warranty. Lifetime. I know, everybody's like, wait, what did he say? Lifetime warranty. You heard me, lifetime. It is a limited lifetime warranty, and I know some of you out there going, whoa, you said limited. Yeah, that means you can't take it out back and beat it with a baseball bat and expect to call Blichmann and go, hey, I got some giant dents, can you take care of this? No, you're buying a high quality piece of equipment. If you take care of it, it's gonna last you a lifetime. If it doesn't, they're gonna cover craftsmanship, workmanship, anything to do with the quality of the system that you didn't abuse. So keep that in mind. You treat it well, they'll take care of you, no big deal. Best valve. Now, this one I find funny because they say it disassembles in seconds for cleaning. Yeah, it might take me a full minute. I might be able to disassemble and reassemble an M16 in about so many seconds, but yeah, I'm a little slow on the valve. But it is easy to adjust for flow. It's easy to adjust for cleaning. It's not a big deal. It's just a really nice way of doing it. If you're talking about the dip tube, they have the standard and they have the adjustable one that you can move. I don't use the adjustable one that often, but it is nice to have. You have the best optional accessories. Yeah, hands down. You got a false bottom, hop blocker, auto sparge. You have things like the Therminator, Blichmann's Riptide, and Brew Commander. Sorry, I'm looking at the Brew Commander and staring back at the Riptide behind it. But I mean, some amazing equipment. And like I always say, the Riptide's like a beast. So best handles. I'm starting to think I like the handles better over here, but yeah, the handles are awesome. It's pretty much very similar to, yeah, right here. Same exact handles on the Brew Easy. They don't get hot. And on top of that, there's no holes. They don't go through the actual metal. That's nice. It's amazing actually, because I don't have to worry about any kind of leaks. I don't have to worry about anything getting gunky up in there. It's just, it's smooth. You get sometimes a little dent or indentation where it's hitting, but it's not coming through. It's not penetrating. That's the key. So best thermometers. You have your Brewmometer. You have your Bluetooth interactive Brew Vision. You have the thermometer that can hook to your Brew Commander, which is the one I like. Best support. Do I even have to go there? Come on. We've all heard of the amazing support. We know people who get upset. We know people who have problems. It's gonna happen. Nothing's 100%. I'm not gonna say it's 100% Blichmann's fault. I'm gonna say there's a lot of users involved sometimes, but hey, you know, the key is Blichmann is there to help you. And when I've had problems, which so far I've had one major issue, I'm in IT. And honestly, Blichmann put most IT companies to shame with the quality of support. And I mean, they didn't have to do anything special, but they just made it easy. And that was the key. If you ever had to call Dell, yeah, trust me. Not the same experience, not even close. So much better. So what's included in all the versions that you would possibly buy? Well, shipping's free. Yeah, shipping's free. You got lifetime warranty and free shipping, yeah. High quality stainless steel construction, we already talked about that, and yeah, it's thick, it's nice, it's awesome. I shined mine up, and I will tell you the little trick I did to get mine all nice and shiny. I literally used about a pea size of coconut oil, just a pea. It's not slick, it's not greasy, it's not oil, that little tiny bit, and then I shined the whole thing up. It looked beautiful. So when you get yours, you may have to shine it, but oh yeah, it looks gorgeous. It's a brushed finish, and with that brushed finish, I could still see a little bit of where they were working with the machining, and that's why I used a little bit of coconut oil and just cleaned the whole thing, literally a tiny, tiny pea, and that's all I needed to just get the whole thing looking beautiful. Your ports available, if you have custom ports done, which the majority of you will, can be in NPT or in tri-clamp. Yes, NPT or tri-clamp. I like NPT a lot, but I started with tri-clamp. I'm sticking to tri-clamp. Keep it all uniform, keep it the same, makes it easier to interchange parts. Just much more convenient. Okay, although I would prefer to go into who should consider the BoilerMaker Surface and features and benefits, I know the number one item you're all probably thinking is pricing. What's this thing gonna cost me? Yeah. So, first of all, if you're just buying a kettle and you're a do-it-yourselfer and you're gonna do your own NPT, you better be a damn good welder if you're gonna do some tri-clamp. But let's just say you just say, I just want a kettle. Well, you can get the 10-gallon kettle for $550. That's gonna get you the lid, AKA the shield. Yeah. And it's gonna get you your power cable, power plug, things like that. It's gonna get you the basics. So if you go up to a 20 gallon, that's gonna kick you up $125, pretty much no matter what you do. It's always gonna be a $125 difference to go up to the 20 gallon. And I hate doing pricing because it changes, but this is as of June 2023, just to keep you aware. So let's say you say, you know what, I just want the standard kettle with some basic recommended accessories. Well, that's gonna be this system, as you see, in a 10 gallon configuration, with the brewmometer, the valve and dip tube. The dip tube is not the rotating, which I think is like $10 more or something. It's very negligible. And it's gonna give you the sight glass. Sight glass has gallons on one side. It's upside down on the other side for liters so that you could flip it over and have your liters if you prefer liters over gallons. So it's nice and interchangeable. It will not include the whirlpooling or valve there. You would have to add that. That would be additional. So at 10 gallons, that's gonna put you up at $704. At 20 gallons, like I said, it's gonna be $125 more, which puts you at $829. So who should consider the BoilerMaker Surface? Well, first of all, if you're looking to build a new 3 kettle homebrew setup, or a 2 kettle because you already have something that can do sparge water, then yeah, spend a little extra. Gorgeous system, especially if you're looking at the BoilerMaker G2, spend a little bit more and go to the BoilerMaker Surface. It wouldn't even be a question for me. If you're looking for an extremely customizable, all-in-one brew in a bag setup that can easily grow. And I know some of you are like, are you kidding me? I would buy that with a Hear me out, okay? You get something like this, you do the brew in the bag just to get started, because most of us can't afford a 2 or 3 vessel system right up front. It's just not in our finances. Our finances don't allow us to just drop a couple grand here and there, or a grand here, grand there. We just can't. So what you do instead is you spend your money wisely. You get something like this, you have it fully customized for where you're going to go, you put your kettle in here, you have your brew in a bag, you do your brewing, you keep rocking and rolling, and then you're like, you know what, I've saved up a little bit of money, or I've got a little bit of slush fund going, now I'm gonna get my mash tun. And suddenly you're no longer doing brew in a bag, you got your mash tun over here, you're still, heating up water in the microwave for your sparging, I don't know what you're doing. I've used propane for a long time just to heat up sparge water. Now I use an external burner, but yeah, brew in a bag. I know, you're looking at me going, okay, I get where he's going. So number 3, and this is from Blichmann, and I agree. Brew more, clean less, or clean less, brew more. There's no heating element here to clean. Yeah, so super easy to clean. It's stainless, which we all know is super easy to clean. I mean, if you've ever looked at the crucible fermenter, yeah, you hose it out and you go, that's it? What do you mean? And then you put your cleaner in and it rinses right out too, and you're like, this is crazy easy. So hey, if you're a fan of the extremely popular BoilerMaker G2, this is based on the proven design, but taken to a whole new level. Yeah, time to sell your old brew equipment and get some new, or just keep it and buy more, you know what I'm saying, if you have the budget. So number 5, anyone looking for an amazingly fully customizable system. Yeah, I'm impressed. I like it, I'm excited. I can't wait to start actually brewing with it and checking that out. But yeah, features and benefits of the system. Like I said previously, this is based on the extremely popular and proven design of the BoilerMaker G2 from Blichmann. Enough said. No heating elements to clean. They're under here. You won't even have to ever deal with them. It's all good. No exposed heating elements, like I said, but not for cleaning, that could scorch or contribute to any kind of off flavors due to scorching. So yeah, and to scorch in this thing, yeah, we'll go into this one next. Heating elements are, ready? I know some of you out there have used high density burners. I hate them. It's like guaranteed scorching if you're doing rye or wheat. It's just a pain. And one of the reasons I like my anvil so much, it is very low density. Ultra low density, bonded to the underside of the kettle to reduce, significantly reduce, the chance of scorching. What that means is that it is extremely distributed. You don't have just 1 or 2 or 3 little coils of pumping out a bunch of heat. the coils are all spread out nice and evenly, and they all work together to keep it in a nice, harmonious heating way. It's very hard to scorch unless you're really trying. I mean, you gotta work at it. So it's electric. One of the reasons I went to electric a long time ago and people told me I was cheating is electric gives you a more precise and accurate temperature control. Nobody says you're cheating nowadays, but back then it was like everybody's like, oh, you're cheating using electric. I'm like, what? So me getting the best repeatable brew I can is cheating? Yeah, electric, precise, accurate, don't worry about it. Now, 10 gallon, and this is more like specs or features, but 10 gallon is 3,500 watts at 240 volts, which puts you at, and I forgot. I wanna say it was 14.6 amps. So keep that in mind, 14.6 amps at 3,500 watts, 240 volts. 20 gallon, 5,500 watts, 240 volts, and I believe it's around 23 amps. Keep that in mind, and the reason I say that is you need to make sure that your breakers can handle it. If it can't, you need to adjust it. Most of the 240 volts that I know, at least in my neighborhood, are all at 30 to 50 amps, so we're fine. But something to be aware of before you purchase the system. It's built by Blichmann, number 8, called reliability. Yes, reliability. Number 9. You may not need number 9 because number 8 is so good. But number 9, Blichmann support. Like I said, most people probably never need support because of number 8, the reliability. The BoilerMaker Surface eliminates the need for an external mash heating method like a Herms or RIMS rocket. If you have this set up as a mash tank, your heating is already here. Don't worry about it. Number 10, no heating element. Yeah, that doesn't impede whirlpooling, doesn't slow it down. Anything else you decide to add, like a hot blocker or anything in there, there's nothing to get in your way because the heating elements aren't inside the kettle. I know that's hard for a lot of people to even worry about or grasp, but if you've had the heating elements and you've dealt with it before, you can understand. So, thermal safety. I know a lot of people are like, thermal safety? Yeah, I know. Some of you are gonna go, but let me follow you here. Under here, we have little feet that I had to put on, which are right here. Yes, you could put wheels on here. I wouldn't recommend it unless you're brewing on the ground. But each of these are little rubber grommets. One of them is open for heat, and the center one you can also pop out because it's got a thermal safety switch. So if you decide to turn this thing on and don't put anything in it, and it's called dry firing, it'll protect you. If for some reason you pour a bunch of liquid extract under the bottom, don't stir it up, and you end up with some scolding because you're really working at it, it'll kick the thing off. It'll throw the little switch to protect you. So the thermal safety switch is there to protect from the system burning up because, well, or creating major fire, I guess. But yeah, it's there to protect you. Number 13, and we've been down this road already, but limited lifetime warranty. And yeah, you heard me, limited lifetime warranty. Treat it right and it will treat you right. And if it doesn't, Blichmann will be there to help you out. 14, fully customizable. You can do whatever you want. I mean, you can have them wherever you want. You can do NPT, you can do tri-clamp, you can, there's so many. It's kind of like a Mini Cooper. I drive a Mini Cooper. You could have people, about 30 people order this and none of them be identical. It's that customizable. So just to keep in mind, I almost forgot. When you buy a BoilerMaker Surface, you're gonna get this box and you're gonna get another box. The other box is all the accessories you bought. Might even be 2, might be a very big box. It'll be all the accessories. This box is pretty much your lid and the BoilerMaker. That's it. And I want to show you, it's a box inside of a box. It says do not crush. It's like a challenge to UPS, but they did a good job and they didn't crush it. And yes, I've got to open multiple boxes to get there, but it comes with 2 of these. One's on the bottom, one's on top. This thing was packed impeccably. I mean, extremely well packed. No worry of damage. Just, you'd have to work really, really, really hard to damage this thing. It was packed so well. I was very impressed with the packing. I was impressed with the round system. It's not styrofoam, it's some sort of like a spongy foam that kind of gives and takes a little, kind of like rubber. But yeah, amazing. Now let's jump right into accessories, which I consider necessaries. So you're looking at about 700 plus at a 10 gallon with the basics, okay? And that's without that. So let's say 750 to be safe, okay? You might even want to kick it up higher. But what are the necessaries? Well, I'm gonna tell you straight off the bat, I did a lot of research on the Brew Commander, and the Brew Commander will cost you a little over $430, okay? And I know you're going, oh my gosh. Yeah, okay. I found some that started at 250 and went up. The 250 is nothing but a little dial. Don't do it. Trust me, don't do it. Spend the money. This thing is a million times better for the price. I found systems that were over $1,000 that were like the Brew Commander that didn't do half, if not a third or even a quarter of what the Brew Commander can do. So money well spent. Get a Brew Commander when you get a BoilerMaker G2 or Surface. I don't care what you're getting. Get yourself a Brew Commander. If you get a mash tun and you get a boil kettle, you're going to need 2 of these. Technically, if you get a hot liquor tank, yeah, you might be able to switch them back and forth, unplug, plug, and run it from there, but you could need as many as 3. So that is an expense, but it is a necessary. You're gonna need it. It's a long-term investment. For chilling, get yourself a Therminator. You can get an immersion chiller, but the key is the advantage. The Therminator is gonna take up less space if you don't have water like here in Florida, you know, and if you do have water like here in Florida, you can run a sump pump in an ice bath and pump the cold water through it, chill the wort down and rock and roll. And you know this is coming. And yes, you might need to, but just get yourself a Riptide and don't ever think about it again. Just, you have a Riptide, you're good. You get a little temperature probe like this that goes into, as I drop parts, it goes into your Brew Commander so that you can monitor the temperature and the Brew Commander can maintain that temperature for you. But yeah, I call them recommended accessories or necessaries, necessary accessories. But gorgeous, gorgeous system. Very, very nice. I will start using it. I will do a kind of a first impression review. I will do a review and you will see it on many, many videos. But as always, don't forget, like, subscribe, keep sharing. Cheers. I definitely appreciate the views. I definitely appreciate the comments. If you have questions, let me know. If I can't answer it, I'll get you the answer. I definitely appreciate it. But yeah, awesome system. And just in case you hadn't seen it, on the back side, there's your power connector. And it's the 3-prong twist and lock. I do not remember what that's called off the top of my head. There is the inside. And this thing is heavy. Yeah, so definitely got some weight to it. I could get a workout just, yeah, I can feel it in my elbows and my arms and my hands everywhere. But cheers, appreciate it. Thank you.